when you decide, when you know what you want, the world will move to your desire. Do you believe that? Let's talk about it.
This is a beautiful thought.
Welcome to you, welcome beautiful souls, welcome creatures of the Lord. Welcome to you, welcome. I'd like to talk to you today about a very important question. It's a question which can actually change your life. The question is, what do you want? Sounds like a simple question. It's not always so simple in its application. I come from a town in rural New South Wales in Australia, and sometimes being there many years ago before I left, I'd meet people and they say, I don't want to be here. They'd rather be anywhere in the world than that little town, or so they say. Now, I should say, of course, many people perfectly happy living in my hometown. Nice place to live. But not for everybody. Too small for some people. Too small to allow their full growth. And I say, okay, so you don't want to live here. Where do you want to live? And they say, not here. And you know what happens? Karma happens. Natural consequence, natural law, the way of things continues. The ball rolls in the direction that it was rolling. What happens is they go on, they continue their lives, and they continue thinking, I don't want to live in this town. I don't want to stay in this town. And then I return to that town 10, 15, 20 years later, and I find they're still in the same position. And they might even still be living in the same house or having the same girlfriend that they don't particularly like or whatever it is. And they never took the time to really answer that question. Where do you want to live? What do you want? Now, they could have said anything. They could have said, I'd like to live in Sydney, in Melbourne, in Darwin, in Perth, in Alice Springs, or in Hyderabad. They could have gone off and taught English in the Caribbean for a year. And it wouldn't have really mattered what they chose, because that's why pencils have erasers. Like, you can go off and travel, or you go off and try something, and if you don't like it, you change your course. But if you don't set a course, you'll never find where you want to go, because you never get to explore enough, gain enough information to have the extra information that you need to make the next step. You climb up a few steps on that grand pyramid, and you can see a little further, and then you can see the next river or oasis to get to is going to lead you to the following one. And that's why this question, what do you want, is so important. Because sometimes I ask people, what's going on? They say, well, I'm frustrated, I'm anxious, I'm depressed, I'm lost, I don't know where I'm going, I'm isolated. And I say, what do you want? What do you want to feel? Like, imagine, it's a couple of years from now and you're in this wonderful position. What do you feel? And they say, not worried, not anxious, not depressed. And I say, come on. Exercise a little bit of imagination. What do you want? Because if you can start to imagine what you want starts to become so much more likely that you get it. As I said, you set that course. And nobody really knows where you end up. Chances are it will be somewhere so much more wonderful. Just for the fact of having imagined it and begun to create that scenario in your mind. So remember, pause and reflect every now and then. Ask yourself, what do I want? Thank you for listening. Thank you for thinking carefully about what this life can offer you and how you're going to experience that and how it's going to feel when you actually achieve it, when you're standing at the top of the mountain, when you're in the Greek islands looking out across that bay of boats and taking one to the next island the next day and seeing the sun rise across the beach. How does it feel? And what kind of feelings do you want? Have a great day. Have a wonderful day. Have a day full of sunshine and wind in your face and water, rain, and every kind of element that can enter your experience so you can be a little grateful for it. And I'll talk to you next time.
A beautiful thought.
Thank you for listening. If you do enjoy this episode and you want to share it with a friend, I won't object and I won't stop you. In fact, I invite you to do so. It would actually help me out quite a bit. Get some more listeners to enjoy the same things that you're enjoying when you listen to this podcast. Maybe even think about a specific episode for a specific person, or when somebody asks you a question or for advice, maybe you say, I know a podcast that might help you out with that, just as my assistant, Lily Forrester, told me that she does quite frequently. Thanks for listening and have a wonderful day.